The Going to the Garden project is a project to help and support congregations to address hunger, need for food, need for fresh food, and care for creation in their communities.
Going to the Garden grants of up to $1,000 each were funded by the Global Food Crisis Fund, which links Church of the Brethren donors with hunger-related needs around the world. In this case, congregations that are working at community-based hunger and nutrition issues. It's the kind of project that takes on a different look in each congregation. In Champaign, Illinois, the church teams up with a nearby school to provide garden beds for people of the community.
There are no grocery stores in this area. This is a food desert. There's no place to buy fresh fruits, healthy vegetables within walking distance, and I'm talking quite a distance. So this gives the people in the community who garden here a chance to have control over some of their food resources.
It also provides a teachable environment for school children who learn gardening techniques as they help grow produce for the church's food pantry.
I give them the shelf things and the frozen meats that we have, and then I bring them up here to the garden to pick fresh greens, fresh tomatoes, fresh lettuce, fresh spinach. And while they're oohing and ahhing over how they remember they had a garden when they were a kid back in Mississippi, I ask them, do you want a bed of your own? And if they say yes, I usually have a bed ready for them.
The grant from Going to the Garden provided lumber for creating more beds for people in the community. At the Living Faith Church of the Brethren in Concord, North Carolina, it's the church members who do the gardening and then offer the produce to their neighbors.
Church's idea is to be part of the community, and in being a part of the community is help serve the community.
Members of Living Faith used their grant to double the size of their garden and offer more produce to the local food bank. They see it as a way of being faithful to their mission.
It's amazing the number of people that you can find when you open your eyes and start looking that are in need. Meeting needs is what Jesus did for all of us, and I think that's what we're trying to do here at Living Faith is to continue the work of Jesus, following the example he set, meeting those where they're at who are in need.
Thank you.
In Pennsylvania, a Going to the Garden grant to the Mount Wilson congregation allowed them to take a whole new approach to church dinners.
What we're going to do is we're going to use these fully compostable products for every church meal or church function. So everything you see here can be composted, including our nice World Cups.
Cups that are actually made out of corn and able to be turned into compost for gardens. As are the forks, knives, and spoons. Everything can go into a bin in the church's building to store the waste until it can be given to local gardeners.
Once it turns into fertilizer, will be gifted to families in the community and families in our congregation. And the only obligation they have is to bring a bit of their produce back that we can share with our local community or with local food banks.
The initiative is coming out of this idea of being caretakers of God's garden, caretakers of what God has given us. It'll be a little extra work for us, but what we found is there's people who are sort of uniquely designed to do this kind of work, that are really passionate about this, and so it gives them a way of expressing their love for God.
The grant funded the building of the compost bin and helped to subsidize the more expensive biodegradable serving supplies.
In a commercial composting situation, these would take about 6 months to break down, so to completely return to soil. We think it's going to take us a little bit longer in ours. We're going to mix some grass with that. We're going to mix a little bit of water. We're going to mix, obviously, the food scraps, other than a lot of meat will go in there and help to break that down. So hopefully within 6 months to a year, we'll have good compost fertilizer for people to use.
Community gardens, church gardens, alternative ways of disposing of waste. They are all ways of going to the garden, an initiative that seeks to be a better steward of the gift of God's creation, of using it to help improve the lives and health of God's children.
Learning to work together as communities to care for human needs and to also restore our local piece of God's creation so that we can live together and live responsibly in this world.